Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for December 13th, 2020. This is the rune Manaz. Now, Manaz is the rune of self. It is the rune of beginnings. It is that rune where the self is everything. The self is where everything begins, and the self is where everything ends. And in this rune symbol, we have multiple other rune symbols. And if you watch me on the regular, then you've seen me do this 100 times. But so we have Wunjo, which is joy. We have Isa, which is like standstill, ice, isolation. We have Degaz, which is transformation and breakthrough. We have, if we take off this, we have the rune for strength right here. We have the rune for flow, laguz, flow. We have the rune for gibo, a gift. We have the rune for hagals, which is disruption. This rune almost has every other rune in it. Oh, we have the rune Awaz for movement when we see this little M mark here. It has so many of the other runes in it, this rune of self. And as it pertains to this reading right here, we are still talking about those people that are giving you a problem, those people that you feel are after you or coming for you, those people that disagree with you and really let you know it in your life, the arguments that you're having, the relationships that you're having issues with. We are still speaking about that. I did get some pushback on my video saying to deal with these people and heal with them rather, before you move forward or take them out of your life, to resolve why they trigger you, why they upset you before you get rid of them. I got a little pushback on that, but that's okay. Not everyone agrees with my interpretation of what unconditional love is, what the universe tells me is the right thing to do. Everyone has their own inner guidance, and you do what you're able to do when you're able to do it. But this Five of Swords is about disagreements and arguments, and recognizing that even if you win an argument, it may not actually be a win. It may not be a win because they might not be the entire issue. You have to take a very close look at yourself in these situations as well to figure out why you got into the argument with them, because it's not all them. It's never just all the other person. And as soon as you're able to do this in a strong way, then you are going to get movement. You are going to get movement. You are going to get movement of self. Because when we know thyself, when we recognize our own issues and why they get triggered by other people, then we are able to see things from a different perspective. Once we can recognize our part in it and actually be accountable. Not, yeah, I did that, and what? Not, yes, I did that, but they had it coming. Not with any of that. That's not accountability, saying that you did it and you would do it again. Accountability is actually looking at what you did and taking those pieces that you would change and being accountable for that change. Not saying, I did that. That's not enough. That may be owning it, but that's not being accountable for it. And being accountable is what shifts your perspective on it. Because somebody, who makes you mad and you get into a big fight with them and you have a huge problem with them, it's not all them. Something that they did triggered you, which means that you have space in you also that needs to be healed. And I know that this is a little bit frustrating to hear, and I know that some of you may disagree with me, and that is okay. Again, I have a very different view of all of this. The main thing, the main energy that I get out of this reading is that we have to be real careful with our ego. We have to be real careful with our sense of superiority. We have to be real careful with our own personal, I already healed that, I don't need to look at it anymore. We have to be real careful about that, because that is fool's gold. I don't know why I grabbed this pyrite. I've told you guys before that when I do my readings, I grab all the crystals first and put them down, and then I sit down and do my card thing and my rune thing. So I don't know why I'm grabbing particular ones, but I've never ever grabbed my pyrite before. Believing that you have mastered something, so the argument must be someone else's fault, is fool's gold. It's fake superiority, fake, false superiority. Because we are never beyond understanding our own motivations for any reaction that we have, especially a strong one. We are never beyond our own motivations for understanding that. So it is very important that we look closely at the entire situation, because this sense of I'm better than that, or I already know that, or I don't need to do that, or it's completely their fault, that level of superiority will completely block your progress and your connection with self. You won't go any further, but you'll think that you're there, because your ego will be telling you that you already know all this and you don't need to listen anymore. But really, we're not seeing it clearly. You are beloved, you matter, and you are so very loved.